Vanakkam, this is Liam in for Bear. Today's ask comes from Bear's new project, Theorist.ai, and it starts with a student he's watched for 10 years. Fast, confident, correct on everything the rubric rewards, who freezes a few years into a professional life. Not because the problem is too hard, because they don't know what the problem is. Act 1, the educational catastrophe hiding in plain sight, and the moment it shows up. Picture the student, fast retrieval, confident answers, perfect formatting, everything the rubric rewards on demand. Then 2 or 3 years into a career, the freeze. The desk is quiet, the tools all work, and nothing on it says what the problem is. Name the failure precisely, because it isn't weakness. Every skill this student has answers questions. Nothing they were taught formulates one. School graded the retrieval, the career demanded the framing. That gap sat invisible for 12 years of schooling, right up until the first unrubrous Tuesday. Act 2, before the indictment, the defense, because the mistake was not malicious, and understanding it is the only way to correct it. This curriculum was built for a world where arithmetic, speed, and fact retrieval were genuinely valuable human capacities. Multiplication drills, the periodic table, syntactic correctness, not arbitrary, the exact skills an industrial economy required, and the ones its tests could measure at scale. Pull back and see the whole machine working as designed, rows, standardized measures, knowledge transmitted at scale. Then the economy changed, the tools changed. The curriculum did not. Schools were built to transmit what is known, not respond to what is new. That feature is now a bug. Hold the charity and the verdict at once. The people who built this weren't wrong. They were right for a world that no longer exists, preserved by normal institutional lag, not stupidity. And the result, stated plainly, we are training humans to compete on the machine's home turf. Act 3, what the machine actually does better, and the forklift argument that reorganizes everything. Be specific about the competition. Superhuman at arithmetic, faster than any human who has lived without fatigue. Superhuman at retrieval. Superhuman at syntactic correctness across languages. Strong wherever data is dense and success is well defined. None of that should frighten an educator. All of it should reorganize one. Here's the picture that reframes it. The intelligent response to a forklift is not to practice lifting heavier objects. It's to operate it, maintain it, know what it can and cannot lift, and above all, develop the judgment to know what needs lifting in the first place. The forklift doesn't make the human obsolete. It makes the human who can't operate one obsolete and the one who can dramatically more capable. We're in the early years of the most powerful cognitive forklifts ever built, and the curriculum still teaches lifting with your back. Act 4, the taxonomy, read not as classification, but as triage. Howard Gardner cracked this open in 1983. Intelligence is not one thing, 7 kinds confirmed, an 8th added in the 90s when he named naturalist, a 9th, existential intelligence, proposed and left tentative because the evidence wasn't strong enough to confirm. Right for its moment. But Gardner never had to ask which intelligence's technology endangers. In 1983, technology wasn't a serious competitor to any of them. The moment changed. One objection this film shouldn't cut, because cutting it would make a video about intellectual honesty that suppresses its sharpest objection. This argument drew a response from someone who knows Gardner personally, who says Gardner himself regretted multiple intelligences being taken as an ontology to design curricula by. That's a direct shot at what this taxonomy is doing. The answer, Gardner explicitly clarified that MI describes cognitive capacities, not curriculum design templates. This taxonomy's question is different, not which activities map to which intelligences, but which human capacities machines now make redundant. That reframe changes what you're sorting by. So 7 tiers, and they're labeled version 1, a draft, pattern and association, embodied, social, metacognitive, causal, collective, existential. One thing to say clearly before the diagram, pattern matching is genuine intelligence, just not sufficient intelligence. Now watch what the comparison shows, machine strength across the 7 tiers and where the school day spends its time. The shape is the argument. One honest limit this film shouldn't pass over. Name it, teach it, measure it. That's the 3-stage sequence educational reform keeps failing to complete. Stage 1 is done here. The taxonomy has a name and a structure. Stage 2 and 3, how to teach for these tiers and how to measure whether it worked, are unspecified. That's also the standing empirical objection to Gardner's original framework, and it's worn openly, version 1. A taxonomy without measurement is a vocabulary, not yet a science. And look at what goes unscaffolded, tiers 4, 5, 7, plausibility auditing, problem formulation, causal reasoning, interpretive judgment, wisdom. The refusal matters here. These are not soft skills. They're what separates an AI-amplified human from an AI-confused one, and they are not on the test. Which lands the hardest sentence in the whole argument. Where machines are strongest, training humans to compete directly is now malpractice. not suboptimal, malpractice. The strong word is the point. Triage means someone finally says which injuries get treated first. Act 5, Tier 6 deserves its own act because it isn't a property of any individual at all. Collective intelligence is emergent. It lives in systems of people in relationship, not in any one head. It's what makes science work, lets markets sometimes aggregate information, makes democracy more than the sum of its voters. And every intelligence framework we have, Gardner's included, is a framework of individuals. It misses this entirely. And here's the sharpest reframe of the machine itself. An LLM may be a lossy compression of collective human intelligence, our own writing reflected back. The collective axis is what that adds, not just lossy writing, but missing the friction between writers that shaped the writing. Centuries of what we wrote, argued, got right and wrong, compressed with extraordinary fidelity, impressive and limited for exactly the same reason. What the compression cannot carry is the thing that happened between us, the collaborative friction, the disagreement that refined an idea, the trust that made knowledge transmissible. That's Tier 6. That's what no amount of training data captures, because it was never in the text to begin with. Act 6, what the reorientation actually looks like, and the one-sentence version of the whole argument. The taxonomy is published as a draft and pushback is the point, so we took it up on that. Watch, we asked Claude to triage a syllabus against the 7 tiers. The result reads like an audit you can't unsee, week after week of graded hours landing on Tier 1, retrieval drill format with problem formulation appearing exactly nowhere as a graded act. That's one syllabus. The claim is that it's nearly every syllabus. Run yours. The one-sentence version, stop teaching people to be slower calculators, start teaching better question askers. That's not a tweak, it's a reorientation of what school is for. The machines aren't the problem. The curriculum that didn't notice them is, and the curriculum, unlike the machines, we can change. Let's recap with Claude. The freeze isn't weakness, it's 12 years of answering with no training and asking. The curriculum wasn't malicious, it was right for a world that ended. Where machines are strongest, competing directly is malpractice, triage toward the unscaffolded tiers. The machine is our own writing compressed, what it can't reflect is what happens between us. And the fix is a reorientation, question askers, not slower calculators. Your turn, and this one takes the taxonomy up on its own request, push back. Here's the prompt. Here's a 7-tier triage taxonomy of intelligences, pattern, embodied, social, metacognitive, causal, collective, wisdom, built to ask which intelligences machines endanger and which education neglects. First, attack it. Name a human intelligence it misses, a tier you'd reorder, or a case where the machine strength overlay is wrong. Second, apply it. Triage a syllabus or curriculum I give you, tier by graded hour. Third, propose the single highest leverage change that moves graded time from Tier 1 to Tiers 4, 5, or 7. The taxonomy gets better with more minds on it, be one of them. Knowing enough to distrust the machine, lay 'em in for bear.